to the Tuesday, August 2nd, 2016 Board of Trustees meeting in Peoria Heights. Meeting is now called to order. Prior to the pledge of the flag, we want to express our condolences and thoughts to the family of Andrea Pendleton, friends and family of Andrea Pendleton. Peoria Heights very much lost a titan of public service with the passing of Andrea. She served 4 terms as a trustee for the village and worked for Richwoods Township for 28 years. She was part of the fabric of Peoria Heights that made us probably a little more special than a lot of other small towns. I can also verify that she was likely the biggest Pat Boone fan in the Tri-County area. Andrea is irreplaceable and will be missed, and we send out our thoughts and condolences to her friends and family. Please rise for a moment of silence for Andrea, and then we'll go to the pledge of the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn? Trustee Carter? Present. Trustee Mariscott?
Present.
Trustee Cumming?
Present.
Trustee Reichert? Present. Trustee Fuller?
Present. All right, thank you very much. First order of business tonight is the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for the July 19th, 2016 meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes?
I move that we accept the minutes as submitted.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Carter. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustee minutes for July 19th, 2016 as submitted, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Board has approved the Board of Trustees minutes for July 19th, 2016. Our next order of business tonight is the approval of the executive session minutes for July 19th, 2016. We need a motion for approval, please.
So moved.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Mariscal. All those in favor of approving the executive session minutes for July 19th, 2016, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. And the board has approved the executive session minutes for July 19th, 2016. Next up is a correspondence, and that will be presented by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
I have no correspondence this evening.
All right. Thank you very much. No announcements tonight, so we will go directly to trustee reports. Trustee Harn could not be here tonight. Mr. Director, anything on the Public Works front?
Well, I would just like to ask all of you, if your friends, neighbors, family, whoever gets a letter that they need to have their meter changed, it is legitimate and they do need to have their meter changed. So we're kind of, we're still in our first batch for this summer, and we've got about 85 households out of this group that have received their 3rd notice and still haven't called to schedule their appointment. So we are going to have to get a little bit more aggressive, I think, to get these knocked out. But I just want to make you all aware we are still, the meter replacement program is going to be ongoing still for a couple more years, and we are eventually going to need to gain access to all the properties to get these meters replaced. So,
all right.
Other than that, that's all I have for now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We will now move to administration personnel with Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I actually have a few announcements this evening. First one is rather exciting in that we received a grant from Peoria County of $3,024.95 to help us market our recycling program. We're going to get the word out to residents via postcards, and we're going to print some awareness posters to pass out to businesses, and then obviously we'll take advantage of social media to get the word out as well and try and increase the census of our free recycling program. It's a wonderful program. Everyone should be taking advantage of it. No reason why you shouldn't. Secondly, I can't believe that I'm saying this because it seems like I was just announcing the summer hours for the tower the other day, but starting August 15th, the tower will now be open Wednesdays through Sundays from 11 to 7. So Mondays and Tuesdays, we're taking that off, and we'll be around from 11 to 7 Wednesdays through Sundays. And also on the way in, we've got a lot going on out there this evening. We've got the new fence around the generator, which looks very nice, but not sure if everyone saw, the first mural is up on the outdoor restrooms over by the tower. It looks fantastic. Devin, the artist that's working on those for us, you should finish that mural up either tonight or tomorrow, so it'll be looking good for the Music Fest. And then the second mural, he'll get to that after the Music Fest is over.
All right, thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? Yeah, that mural looks great.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. It looked great on the little piece of paper. But when I came up here on Sunday and I saw him transposing it to where it looked even better on the wall, I thought, good Lord, this guy is talented. Just a great job. I'm really looking forward to seeing the other one, too.
I would dare say that no other public restroom in a park has more pop visually than ours does now.
He only has to add the toilet paper roll to be put onto the bird's beak. That's it. All right, any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? All right, thanks again. We'll move to Economic Development Village Improvements with Trustee Carter.
Thank you. I just have that our Music Fest is this Friday and Saturday, and hope to see everyone out there.
All right. Thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Carter? All right, thanks again. We'll go to the Police Department with Trustee Fuller.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. The only thing we have is the Neighborhood Watch will be Monday the 29th at 6:30 p.m. up here at Village Hall.
All right. Thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Fuller? All right, thanks. We will move to Village Hall Building Maintenance with Trustee Marscall.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing to report this evening.
All righty, thank you. And we'll close out with the Fire Department, Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing this evening.
All right, thank you one and all. Comments from the audience? There's a couple of angry ladies out there, but I guess they're going to wait till after the meeting to let us have it. We do thank everyone for attending. No old business tonight, so we're going to go to new business. And first up is in regards to the Tower Park Music Festival, as Trustee Carter mentioned. We need to approve a payment to Advanced Audio that handles all of the sound work. We need Advanced Audio here tonight. But they have a bid in the amount of $6,250 to do Tower Park Music Fest. And they've handled it every year that we've had it. They do a wonderful job, and need a motion from the board for approval of this payment.
Make a motion.
Have a motion from Trustee Carter, second from Trustee Reichert. Any questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the payment of $6,250 to Advanced Audio and Lighting for their work at Tower Park Music Fest. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Mariscal?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Don't nobody move.
All right, I vote first.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the payment to be made to Advanced Audio and Lighting in the amount of $6,250 for their work to be done at the Music Fest. Next order of business tonight is the approval of the payments for the music lineup. And the board has been given a list of the music lineup and their payments, and it comes to a total of $9,050. Need a motion for approval, please.
I move to approve the music lineup and payment.
I have a motion from Trustee Reichert,
Second.
second from Trustee Cumming. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the payments to be made to the 8 musical acts we're having at Music Fest, and it will total $9,050. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Mariscal?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the payments to be made to the musical acts for the Tower Park Music Fest, and that total is $9,050. Our next order of new business tonight is regarding a request for use of Tower Park for an event on Saturday, August 13th, and that will be presented by Trustee Carter.
I make a motion to allow, is it Calvin Peterson to have a Pokemon Go event here at the Tower Park on August 13th.
We have a motion from Trustee Carter,
Second.
second from Trustee Mariscal. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes?
You know, I just wanted to say that I forget where I was driving the other day, but I actually saw a Pokemon Go Peoria billboard around town somewhere. So, yeah, this is a huge, huge opportunity, and I think it'll be a pretty good event for Tower Park and for the Pokemon Go Peoria crew.
I just hope Pikachu will be here. I'm hoping.
Is he part of that? Is that?
I think he's part of the deal.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but
Hey, all I know is you got to catch them all.
Yeah.
That's all I know. That's what the kids keep saying.
Gotta find him.
That's right. You got to find them, man. You got to catch them all.
okay. So any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, it's for board approval of the use of Tower Park for the Pokemon Go event on Saturday, August 13th, from noon to 8 p.m. as outlined by Trustee Carter. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Mariscal?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the use of Tower Park for the Pokemon Go event on Saturday, August 13th from noon to 8 p.m. Our next order of new business tonight has to do with a request for a donation to the Peoria Heights Alumni Association, and that will be presented by Trustee Carter.
Thank you. I make a motion that we donate $500 to the Peoria Heights alumni for we do it for the scholarship. Were you going to check on that, Matt? Or?
We can specifically request that in the, yeah.
Okay.
And,
That's what I would request. I make a motion for that request.
all right.
Yeah, I second that request just because I don't want to be, people thinking that we're buying raffle tickets or anything like that, so.
All right. We have a motion from Trustee Carter and a second from Trustee Fuller. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for a donation in the amount of $500 to the Peoria Heights Alumni Association. It's to help fund a Peoria Heights community fundraising raffle, but as Trustee Carter and Trustee Fuller stated, that we will specifically ask that the money be used for the actual scholarship. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Mariscal?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the donation in the amount of $500 to the Peoria Heights Alumni Association as outlined by Trustee Carter. Next order of new business tonight has to do with a request for approval regarding sidewalk repairs at the Peoria Heights Police Department, and that will be presented by Trustee Fuller.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Basically, what this is we're asking for $12,000. It's expected to cost around $11,500, but it will replace the sidewalks around the police station as well as make everything ADA compliant, and I think there'll be a new ramp in there for wheelchairs, so it's all around a good thing. Probably it's taken us long enough to do it, but it's a good thing to do.
So we're going to be going up to $12,000.
That's my understanding, yeah.
Okay.
The bid is for $11,500, but we're making a motion for $12,000 just to, does that sound right?
Sounds right.
That was just kind of an initial bid to kind of figure out where we were at, but
Okay.
given the dollar amount that we're at, we're going to need to get a couple more quotes. So I think that was why we just set the ceiling, but we're not awarding it to that specific contractor that provided that first bid.
Oh, okay,
So we're just setting a maximum threshold, or, no, okay.
Correct.
okay.
Okay, we have a motion from Trustee Fuller,
Second.
second from Trustee Reichert. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is a request for board approval to spend up to $12,000 for the sidewalk repairs at the Peoria Heights Police Department as outlined by Trustee Fuller. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Carter? Trustee Mariscal?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
All right, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved up to a $12,000 amount for sidewalk repairs at the Peoria Heights Police Department, as outlined by Trustee Fuller. Our next order of new business tonight is a request for approval to hire a Peoria Heights Public Works water technician. Trustee Harn is not here tonight. Mr. Director, can you give us a little background on that, please?
Sure. We've made it now for about 2.5 years. We were always a 7-man crew. We had a person leave. We chose at that time to not fill that position, so we've been running with a 6-man crew now for about the past 2.5 years. We're finally just at a point where we've taken on enough additional work with the Tower Park maintenance and several other things throughout the village that it's just time where we need to get that 7th person back. So tonight what we're requesting is just to authorize that position, then we'll go out, we'll advertise, we'll accept applications, the interview process, that sort of thing. But if we do get approval tonight, I do hope to move fairly quickly. Our need is right now, and I'd look to have somebody on staff by September 1st.
All right. Thank you. Are there any questions for Director Smith? All right, we need a motion for approval to create the additional Peoria Heights Public Works water technician position as outlined by Director Smith.
So moved.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Reichert. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Mariscal?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the creation of the position, additional position for the Peoria Heights Public Works, as outlined by Director Smith. Next order of new business tonight is consideration of a motion to authorize solicitation of proposals for sale, and that will be presented by Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. At this time, I'd like to make a motion that we give Administrator Fick authorization to place an ad in the Peoria Journal-Star announcing that we will be accepting bids on the purchase of 828 East London. It's the vacant lot that we own, obviously at 828 East London. Any time frame for when that will first appear in the Journal-Star?
It should be in this Saturday's paper.
This Saturday, folks, if you're looking for vacant land, check out the Journal-Star, 828 East London.
It'll include a preferential treatment to anyone that can promise to build a single-family house within a year. So we hope
I
to
like
see
that.
some of those. Yes.
Dangle the carrot a little bit. Absolutely. Sounds good.
So we have a motion.
Second.
Okay, motion from Trustee Cumming and a second from Trustee Reichert. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the motion to authorize solicitation of proposals for the sale of 828 East London in the Heights, as outlined by Trustee Cumming. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Mariscal?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the proposal to be put in the paper on Saturday by Administrator Fick, and hopefully we'll have a good reply. Someone who wants to put a single-family house there in short order. Next order of business tonight is the payment of the bills, which will be read by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
This represents the bills that were approved at the departmental meeting on July 27th, that were discussed on July 27th, 2016. The general fund expenditures are $441,821.09. There were no MFT expenditures, and waterworks is $106,458.63.
All right. Are there any questions or comments regarding the payment of the bills?
I move that we pay the bills as submitted.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Carter. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Mariscal?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert? Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Just really excited about the bills, aren't you?
This month. This was an exciting month with bills. Thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the payment of the bills as read. Next departmental committee meeting will be held Wednesday, August 24th at 6:30 p.m. And the next Board of Trustees meeting will be held Tuesday, August 16th, 6:30 p.m. Music Fest starts Friday at 5 p.m., goes till 11 p.m. Soul is on at 5 p.m., Paige DeShass and the Reverend Few at 7, Five Guys Named Mo at 9. Saturday goes from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. Billy Washburn starts out at 1. Rusty Hall Band at 3. Midnight Specials at 5. Barry Cloyd and Friends at 7. And for the 11th consecutive year, as long as we've been doing this, we'll be closing out with Drivetrain featuring Nick Betcher, 9 o'clock on Saturday. So please, everyone, try and come. Is there any other business to come before the board this evening?
Move to adjourn.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Mariscal. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting at this time, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Meeting is now adjourned, and we thank everyone for attending.